Hello again! It has been a good long while since I made a Gunfire Reborn video, but what the heck, there's a new DLC out, 2 new characters, and there's a lot to talk about with them. I don't really feel like anyone's made a great guide, at least for the character I wanted to discuss today, which is Momo. I guess, first of the 2. It doesn't really matter which order you place them in, but I figured I'd go ahead and explain him a little bit, because his kit is not terribly difficult to play, but understanding it can be very confusing, I think. So, Momo's like a painter, and his whole theme is Yin and Yang, as I understand it. So, a lot of his abilities come in sets of 2. I could try and explain them here, but I think it's probably easier if I actually just jump in a game and show you what that looks like. So I'm not going to set any of this up yet. This will just be for demonstration purposes. So, probably the easiest thing to understand about Momo is that he has 2 forms. He has his regular form, which is kind of what every character looks like most of the time. And then if you press his E, or sorry, I should name it, it's called his blank form. So for Momo, this is blank form, where he just looks like every other character, first person view. He has also a second form, which when you press your E, transforms him into a cute little squirrel guy. Can I zoom in on that? I can't remember. But it's called ink form, where he basically becomes an ink spirit. There are a lot of different features with this, but the long and short of it is he gets a spin attack that he can do. You saw it there. I'll have to wait for it to refresh before I can do it again. But otherwise, he just moves faster, and he gets damage reduction. So if you watch my damage reduction in the corner there, it had the 45 while I was in blank form. There are some carryovers, but yeah, basically he gets damage reduction, extra move speed, and also he gets this spin attack, which is AoE. Okay, so that's like his 2 forms. He's got that going on. He also has 2, I guess what I would call areas of influence. The first one is most easily accessible by using his Q, which is like this barrier that blocks things, and you can see it leaves on the ground this white paint. What this is called is his blank domain. So not to be confused with blank form, which we're in right now. His blank domain. And when he stands in this, he gets some buffs, and they can vary depending on what ascensions you have, but there's stuff like damage to enemies, extra shields, increased movement speed, and it can also debuff some enemies that stand in it, with things like their overall damage applied, and even their attack speed can be reduced when they stand in blank domain. Again, depending on what ascensions you have. It also, while Momo stands in it, grants him ink points, which are kind of his main resource, I would say. They allow him to switch into his ink form and use abilities in it, primarily his spin attack in the ink form. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, if I stand in my blank form, there's a number right above his E. That represents how many ink points he has. And when I stop standing in it, it stops charging, and then eventually starts ticking back down. Okay, so that all makes sense so far, hopefully. When you press his E, he gets full ink points. But, I was going to talk about his ink domain. I'm really going to have to just go into the stage to show this off. So, I mentioned he has blank domain, which is this. He also has a second domain called ink domain, which whenever you're in combat appears as a ring around him. You can see I've got this like wave effect in front of me. Anytime you enter combat, that appears. It's 8 meters initially to start, and it also appears in his blank form. When you switch over to ink form, you can see it's still around him, but it's slightly smaller. And it deals, well, one of its properties is it deals damage over time. So if you see me standing next to this guy, his health will start ticking down as he stands in it, without me even attacking him. Which is pretty nifty. Let me go ahead and finish this guy so I can finish my explanation. It applies ink stacks, basically, is what it does. So it deals continuous ink damage to enemies within it. Yeah, okay, so we've got blank form, ink form, blank domain, and then whenever we're in combat, we have that ring around us, which is called ink domain. All making sense so far? Because it was pretty confusing to me when I first started it. I'll grab that way out. Okay. He has, as I mentioned, the resource ink points, which itself, the ink points themselves, provide a passive buff and allow him to cast abilities like Ink Splash, which I mentioned. And Ink Splash being this in his ink form. Just repeating myself, but I want to be thorough because Momo is complicated. Finally, he has an additional bonus called Ink Shade. So when he is not in his E, which is called Ink Spirit, I know this is confusing, or Ink Form, he is an Ink Spirit in his ink form. I don't know why they use different terms to refer to that in his messaging, but they do. So when he's not in that, and if you generate more than 15 or more ink points, you can see my E glowed a little there. There's also a little white tick at the bottom that represents it. You enter what is called, or you gain what is called Ink Shade, which is a passive that he has. So if you see, this is my normal attack speed. I'll go ahead and keep throwing when I get a little higher. I have a little limited ammo. Just watch how much faster my attack speed gets. You know, this gets faster. And also your reload time is reduced by 25%. So it's increase attack speed by 25%, reduce reload time by 25%. And that can be modified with Ascensions, but yeah. Okay, so I think that's everything to explain with Momo. I'm going to go ahead and quit this adventure and take us back to the main screen here. So hopefully everything I explained makes sense so far. And again, this is all written, but I find that the written descriptions, just because they're translations, are not always the most helpful or accurate. So yeah, I guess I didn't really explain his Q. You send it forward. Not only does it leave blank on the ground, or blank domain on the ground, it deals damage, and also blocks incoming projectiles, which I don't know if that applies to every single projectile, but it is generally just about every projectile. Yeah. Oh, and it's affected by movement speed. I actually didn't know that. So the more movement speed you have, the faster it goes. Okay. Looking at his Ascensions a little bit, I just want to point out that Momo's kit is extremely synergistic. Like, you might have noticed. I think his intended attack pattern is moving around enemies while in blank form, so shooting his gun, but being kind of close to them so that, you know, you can apply your ink domain damage to them. And then, if you have enemies that are further away or already weakened and retreating, which, you know, that's not super common in this game, but it happens, you can go into your ink form, or your ink spirit, whichever you want to call it, to run after them and kill them, like, you know, hunt them down kind of thing. In reality, what usually happens is you stay in your blank form, you shoot a lot, and then once you start taking damage or you're in danger of taking damage, you use your ink form to escape, because it has faster movement speed and better durability. It increases your damage resistance. I think that's also intended. He has a very fluid gameplay style is kind of what I'm getting at. Because he's really complex in terms of his descriptions, it can be a little overwhelming to put that all together. But I think his gameplay pattern is actually pretty simple. One of his Ascensions, down here, Ink and Black, Yin and Yang is the name of it, basically allows you to treat his ink domain as blank domain. So this is extremely useful and is already very synergistic kit, because it basically just allows you to have a bunch of bonus effects, like passives that you get from your blank domain, applied to your ink domain. Like all the time. Remember, your ink domain is on every second you're in combat. Every single moment you're in combat. So now your blank domain is also on every single second you're in combat. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if any of these are truly mandatory to take on him, but I think Ink and Black, Yin and Yang just gives you so many passive bonuses that if you see it, you almost certainly should take it. Okay. Just gonna take a pause, look at my notes here. I actually made notes for this guy because he's nutty. Another one of Ascensions that he has is a Breathing Rhythm over here. It gives your ink point gain a lot, like makes you a lot faster with that. And also allows you to generate blank domain as extra, you know, like in extra circumstances after ink form. So just in case you're not getting enough from Ink and Black, Yin and Yang, this is also a really good one to generate that passive from blank domain. Yeah, I feel like I don't have a lot to add beyond, like, you know, this is if you want to use his ink form the most. Because again, I think it's totally viable to just run around in his ink form. He has crazy passive damage and movement speed that allows him to really just proc it on enemies all the time. And when I get to Spiritual Blessings, I'll show which one I think is really necessary for a build like this. Ink Painting, I haven't really tried to build with just his Q. I mean, his Q is effective, don't get me wrong, but I think it's more a utility tool. You apply blank on the ground, and you can block projectiles if you're really in need of that, which I find is usually pretty unnecessary because you're a crack cocaine squirrel that's just running around all the time, never getting hit or taking damage. And of course, you have weapon enhancements. So I'm going to have to talk a little about the DLC's new weapons as well to get into these. Because Momo is really fond of using weapon skills. And you might be thinking, okay, well, the Porcupine has a weapon skill, you know, it's like a wider scatter shot, or like, you know, there are several weapons that have weapon skills. The weapons released in the latest DLC have weapon skills that are fundamentally different from previous weapons, except maybe like Jet Octopus, I think is what it's called, the squid one that like has a water meter. And there's a new Gemini that they introduced as well. But to make a long story short, the best weapons to use on Momo are the ones that came with this DLC. I think they're kind of tailor-made to his playstyle, and I'll show that off when I do a run. There are two main builds I think are really viable for Momo. The first one I'll just call the standard, and it involves taking the one of the new weapons known as a Starfly, and then taking either another of the new weapons, the Phoenix Roar, or the Starfly, or I haven't tried it yet, but you could probably use the Tracker, which is also a new weapon released, which also has a weapon skill like charge bar mechanic. And you use the new Gemini that basically allows them to be really good. You'll see why when I do the run, but basically that's kind of what you build on him for weapons. You use his Q and Ink Domain to generate weapon skill meter really quickly, and then you press the weapon skill while you're in your ink form, and you just shoot giant barrages of damage at people while running around as a crack squirrel and doing damage in your ink form. And basically just, I mean, you can take dying weapon stuff, but honestly, you almost don't need it. You can kind of just take stuff in Incarnate Ink. I think this tree is by far, like, far and away his best tree. Although Dying Weapon, I think, is a good second. So yeah, some pros of that build: you get really insane AoE, really supreme versatility in skill selection. I would say the only con is maybe it doesn't have great single target, but I think that's something that Momo generally suffers from. The other build I've tried and enjoyed, and I'm not going to do it on this run, but unless, you know, it's a really optimal moment for it, is kind of similar in that you're going to be focusing a lot on his Incarnate Ink tree. Much more exclusively, I would say. So this makes this one a little harder to pull off normally because you're primarily running ink form when you do this. And then, incredibly, I've never had the opportunity to do this before because I didn't think there was a good enough character for it yet. I recommend taking the Storm Chaser, which is the Buzzsaw weapon, and Geminiing it for a magazine capacity with another high magazine gun. And basically, you just run around at the speed of sound. You do crazy amounts of AoE damage with your passive. This requires a specific spiritual remnant that I'll show you. Or spiritual blessing, whatever that's called. But yeah, you just are crazy hard to kill. You are so fast. You do crazy AoE. And if you really need it, as long as it's close quarters, and this is kind of the big caveat, you don't have a lot of long range options with this build. The Storm Chaser, there we go. I just want to call it the Buzzsaw. Does crazy single target damage with this build. Okay, I think that's enough talking about the character. Let's do an actual run. I'm going to turn on my usual stuff. Spiritual Link, Mysterious Jokel, Lone Wolf. As usual, I recommend taking over Consumption, and I won't take a Demon guy yet. I'm not going to talk too much about the Demon Spirit thing, but yeah, that is a thing that exists now. Cool. I think with that, we're good to go. Let's do a run with Momo. Okay. So there are 4 spiritual remnants exclusive to Momo, which, you know, you should be used to by now. It's pretty much the case for every hero. We're not going to take Overflowing Ink, because this one's more for the Q that he has, Drawing Come True. So we'll keep scrolling. Rebirth from Brush. This increases your ink damage, so that includes your ink domain around you, and then also your AoE attack, and is really good for that kind of thing. I think we could take this one pretty easily and do really well with it. I don't know if I want to take this one or if we just kind of want to go for one of his others. I'll go ahead and refresh, see if I can show off a few of these, because, you know, part of the fun of playing a hero, in my opinion, on this difficulty is doing... okay, I guess we're not going to get one easily. Alright, you know, we'll take Rebirth from Brush, that's fine. There are a couple others that I think are really good too, but this one definitely fits the bill. Okay, all these are fine. I think we'll just go with the Crimson Fire scale because it's reliable at early levels. Yeah, so you can already see with this Spiritual Remnant I have that these guys are just kind of exploding, like, without me really doing much to them, as long as I'm in combat, quote unquote. Or sorry, the Spiritual Blessing I have, whatever. Alright. And, I mean, this guy deals so much damage passively that you almost don't even need to use his E, but if you do... oh, I didn't even mention those little ink balls, did I? They give him extra movement speed and damage, I believe. Might be damage resistance as well. He's got so many mechanics, it's kind of nutty. Yeah, so, you know, throw down your Q, stand around in that if you need some ink points, and then, yeah, you can just deal damage with this. Now, it's a little misleading just destroying guys in the first level because, you know, they're not very strong right away. We'll take fire conversion, sure. That helps with our Crimson Fire skill a little bit. But you can already kind of see that this guy has crazy movement speed, crazy versatility. And, you know, for this being like an engage or like a hunt down tool, you can genuinely just stay in his his ink form, and not really worry too much. Surge Ink is always crazy good because you do so much ink damage, so I highly recommend it. This gives extra stacks, also crazy good. If you're going for more of a weapon-focused build, this is the one that improves your rate of fire and reduces your reload time, and also increases weapon skill damage, so this is also a really good one, I think. I'm going to go with Surge Ink because you deal ink damage a lot, and having base increases like that is huge. You know, 200% is crazy. Alright, we already went in the vault. Great. Oh, and he does lose the ink form when you go to the next stage, so probably could have played that a little smoother, but it's fine. And you can already see these guys are just exploding around me with the extra ink damage. Deflection shields. No. Yeah, like, I'm not even hitting these guys, a lot of them, and they're just dying. And, you know, if I'm in my blank domain, I get extra resistances and stuff. He just is so synergistic with everything all the time that it's... I mean, I don't want to call it trivial, but, like, compared to some other characters, like, you know, I think of, oh god, I'm forgetting the Lightning Tiger's name. Layluo. I just... This character is cracked by comparison. Extra weapon damage, ink shade effect again. I mean, it increases your radius on your thing. It's definitely not bad. You gain a stack for every damage dealt, and also increases damage. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with that. I haven't focused that one quite as much, but it still seems like it increases all your ink stuff, so why not? I'm just barely going to touch these guys. I think we're just waiting on him to die, right? Oh yeah, okay. And like, see, I'm not even hitting them. I'm just in this mode and running around, and I'm dealing damage. I don't know, like, it's not like it's just playing the game for me or anything, because, you know, there are characters I think that happens more with, namely the Owl, once you get his Bullet Storm going, Card Storm, whatever. He almost plays the game for you by himself, but, you know, there is just so much strong stuff going on. Oh yeah, and you can block bombs as if you didn't have enough crap going on. You gotta get rid of these guys by pressing F right next to them. That's a new mechanic. So yeah, like with a lot of characters who use their E, and it like changes, I don't know, like their ability to shoot, for example, it delays that. You can go into ink form with the whatever that thing's called, the needle out. And it like attacks for you, so that's handy. I'm not sure if this is one of the weapons that this particular mechanic works with, but some of these weapons, the Starfly in particular, which again I imagine we'll see at some point in this run, you can actually reload those weapons while in your E, despite it not being like physically in front of you. I don't know how that works. I think it's a little broken, but Alright, extra weapon damage. These are both ink curtain. Or whatever. Drawing come true, yeah. Clear domain. I don't even know what that mechanic is. Is that just ground that is not painted yet? Anyway, let's go with geometry art. Sure, why not? So yeah, we just run around, deal damage. Again, I'm not even using my click too much. When you do, it does cost 15 ink points and reduces the time you can remain in ink form. So, but yeah, you can already see, like, that was a huge chunk I just took off that guy. Ow. So yeah, if you get hit, just jump in your ink form. You have crazy damage resistance. You do crazy damage. At least with the build I've built so far. We don't need that. Cavalry, we don't need that. I'll try and show off any of the new weapons as they come up. And eventually we do hope to get a Starfly as our primary. But long shot's handy. You're not using crits too much. I mean, Corrosion Shard is stupid good. I think we just take Corrosion Shard. Not being slowed and dealing extra corrosion damage. Like, I don't know if our build will have any corrosion damage in it, but one or both of those effect. I mean, either or effect of that is super good. So yeah, I'll just stand by this longbowman and he'll just explode. That guy had a little extra bonus resistance, so just smack him once and he dies. Alright, let's see if we can get any of these cool weapons that I've been talking about. Okay. Sure. Actually, we're not going to use our secondary much on this build, so I have no problem with lightweight trigger either. Let's see. So one option is you can go with just like a sword. Honestly, he's fast enough, and he takes so little damage that it almost doesn't matter. Phoenix Roar is pretty cool. I'll show that off while I'm here. And frankly, I'm not sure it works the same way as Starfly. Like, its weapon skill can be used while you're in your E. But I'll give it a whirl. So this weapon is really synergistic with not only your weapon skill, but also just your skill damage in general. Like, you can charge it by casting your skill, or like using skill damage. So anyway, can I do that? No, I cannot use the weapon skill of the Phoenix Roar when I'm in my E, so that's fine. Let me show off its weapon skill. So I pressed it there. Now, my attacks auto-home in on targets and deal extra AoE damage. And I'm immune to corrosion, so that doesn't matter. Oh yeah, and it's... Sorry, I should be proccing it. Pretty much whenever this thing has a full meter, you want to proc it, because it's just more damage, and it's better. And it comes up really quickly anyway. Let's see. Burning. I think we'll take Persistent. I mean, I like Lucky Shot, don't get me wrong, but... Alright. So yeah, the Spiritual Remnant, or Spiritual Blessing, whatever, that I took is very good for this more generalist build. What am I doing? Sorry. Talking while I'm trying to navigate. But there is another Spiritual Blessing that is actually better if you're trying to do, like, primarily an ink, like a just your ink form builds kind of thing. So yeah, you can see I'm doing like AoE damage. Probably could have blocked his projectiles like that. Oh yeah, my pass is up again, so we'll just activate it again. Use that, and voila, all clear. I'm not going to worry too much about these, but sure. How about you? Oh, whoops. You can just grab those guys and use them. I'll keep my Cold Scrolls. What do we have here? Ah, Tracker. Okay. I'll show that off too. Why not? I think we'll hold off. I'm not really going to bother because, frankly, your ability to do stuff is already stupid. So yeah, the tracker has a regular fire mode, and then if you hold it down, and then you also hold left click, so you have to hold both attack buttons. It fires faster, and also, like, fires an extra projectile every 5 or so shots, I want to say. And basically, the passive is almost always up, so there's almost never a reason to not hold both fire buttons and just do it. Yeah. I actually think this gun is better designed for the other character, Lin. Sure, we'll take Enhanced Triple Comeback, because that's just stupid good. No Starfly yet. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Anyway, there are a lot of characters that I feel like you have to work a little to get their builds online. Like, you know, my boy Chansui, Mr. Turtle. I feel you really need to, like, get a couple particular Ascensions if you're going for, like, a punch build before he really gets online. This guy, I just don't see it so much. We'll go ahead and sell. I don't care. A couple of those guys. I'm not really going to look at those too much. The demon Pokemon thing is kind of fun, but I'm just not going to care about it. Yeah, so this is Ink Orb related. Breathing Rhythm is great. This is specific to Ink Form. This is also specific to Ink Form. I think we'll go Colorful Black. We'll just kind of max out his E as much as I can. Let's see how that goes. Alright. I forget if I already went in the vault here. I don't think we care. I'm just going to keep moving. Okay. Don't care about that. I mean, it does have synergy with that other scroll I picked up, but I think we can do better. Starfly. Perfect. Okay. I'll show this off, because this is the weapon I think is best suited for this character and also kind of breaks him. Sure. We'll take the reload thing. Why not? I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna keep those. Do I bother with you? Burning effect, shock effect. No, probably not. I'll see if I can find a better Starfly. It doesn't have to be good to do what it's supposed to do here. So, go ahead and generate some stacks for it. I will admit, of the 3 guns, I would say this one is the hardest to generate stacks for. Once you do it, what happens is it turns into this giant arcade barrage thing. And you see how quickly that just, like... I'm already dealing crazy damage with my Ink Form, but you see how quickly that just, like, destroys guys. Yeah, we'll take 400 base damage. That's great. Phantom Skin. Awesome. Don't need Frenzied Shark. Don't need Rainbow Arch. Take that. Don't need a brick. Cool. Great. Oh, yeah, it auto-fires. I'm not pressing fire. It just does that. Same thing as, like, the needle... whatever. Forgetting what that's called. Too many things in this game. Let's talk to our guy. Okay. He didn't have the remnant I was hoping to see. That's fine. You know, I've actually really been enjoying Occult Booster. I think we have enough gold that jackpot shouldn't matter too much. So let's go for Occult Booster. I don't think people realize how good some of the scrolls when they're in their ascended forms are. They're crazy good. There's no other way to say it. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you can see I've got this Starfly going right now, and it's just like barraging everyone. There it goes again. And to be fair, this isn't like the strongest Starfly or anything, but yeah, it's doing some good damage. That's just regular shots. Alright, what do we get over here? Bloody Drill, fire damage, neat. That's good concealed ammo. No. Yeah, some really good ones there, but... So yeah, you can see I'm using my skill, and like my meter on this Starfly jumped up from like 0 to 100 in seconds. That guy's damage. Do some damage. Cool. And like, I'm so fast. And that's just because I have like a residual passive from using my ink form. I think it lasts a little longer or something after you get out of it. Like, I've still got 45% damage reduction. I'm pretty sure you're only supposed to have that in ink form. Let me double check. That's crazy good. Like, see? No penalty on that, just 2 primary skills. Ammo to the magazine is nice. Gives us a chance at lightweight trigger, too. I think it's just way too good to have 2 primary skills on this guy. Like, the flexibility to jump in and out of ink form is crazy. So many crazy things on this guy. Just insanely good. Oh yeah, so I've already got one ready. Let's see what we got. Trying to like balance it so I'm like dealing damage to this guy and also like getting the most out of my ow. That was rude. Alright, let's just finish him off already. Oh yeah, so you can reload the Starfly while you're doing that. You can do all this stuff while you're in ink form. Go talk to the peddler. Why not? Nothing I particularly want there. Sure, speedrunner is great. Oh yeah, there you go. Just 60 extra damage. No drawback. Why not? Tracker, I mean, this is easy to Gemini. Resource cap is 18. What's the resource cap on this? 24, 24. So I think we'll stick with the Phoenix Roar, although I don't have it Gemini'd yet. We're ideally hoping I at least find one other, either Starfly or Phoenix Roar, that I can just Gemini nicely. So yeah, I can see that purple number is my ink splash damage, and because we've got plus 400% or whatever going on that, we're just annihilating things. And to be fair, it is pretty good that we got that plus 400 to the ink domain, or ink splash damage, or ink damage in general even. What do we got? Yeah, we don't care. You can refresh these guys if you get a high enough number. Ooh, that's fun. Extra movement speed, why not? Gotta deselect him. Oh, right, I can't do it in that menu. Deselect, select. Great. Oh, and I had 2 that could hatch. Yeah. Let's try him out. Extra stacks, staying as blank domain even when not in it. I think we're going to be using ink domain a lot, so I'll take breathing rhythm here just to give us that added flexibility. So yeah, we're just running around at the speed of sound. Do I want to upgrade? I don't really like this Starfly, so I think we'll hold out for another one. Might be a while. Let's see. Too reliant on elemental damage at the moment. Alright. Loot. So yeah, just to give you a small demonstration of how fucking cracked this character is, I'm just gonna run ahead, still using the same ink form that I started with, not even playing that optimally. Go into my ink form again. Starfly going. Whoop. Getting in some moms there. Who's alive still? You are? Okay. And I mean, I could just run to the next area, you know? Wouldn't be a big deal. Could just do it, but I'm not going to. Whoa, that looks cool. Lightning damage Starfly. Let's try that out. Or sorry, Phoenix Roar. Ooh, it has extra damage mark on it too. That's good. Yeah, and you can see final weapon damage for each enemy within 8 meters. I mean, like, that is so specific to Momo's 8-meter range on his ring. These weapons were... I've never seen weapons more tailor-made for characters than the Phoenix Roar and Starfly for Momo, and the Tracker for Lyn, but I'm not talking about her too much this video, so we'll just kind of leave that alone. Yeah, let's do damage reduction in blank domain. And minus 20 action speed is really strong. That's like the one from that tree that I think is decent, from like his Q tree. That is pretty good. Right, we can go back over here. I'll use the extra movement speed to speed up my run. Rare egg, normal egg. Get out of here. Yeah, sure. 50 extra damage. Why not? Don't really need any of those. We're not going for a magazine Gemini. They changed how that Gemini works, so I don't think it's the greatest in the game at the moment, but you know what I can do is just Gemini this real quick, or give it a... Yeah, that. Wait, is that the one I wanted? Yep. So that's the new Gemini. Weapon skill resource cap will be half of the sum of both weapons caps, so you want a high resource cap if you can. 24 is the highest normally, coincidentally on both of these weapons. Obtain 1 stack for every 5 weapon skill resource costs, plus 6 final weapon damage, 6%, every 1.5 seconds. It's really good. So yeah, obviously I can't fire that Phoenix Roar while I'm doing this stance, so the Starfly is technically better because it allows you continuous damage even while in this form, but like, I can stand back here and just do this. Yeah, they have some new ant enemies and these guys, and but anyway, they all die the same, you know, you just throw your Phoenix Roar at them, jump into your little crack squirrel mode when you feel like dealing some damage. Oh, hi. Yeah, just burn them to death without even really trying, and voila. Stage complete. Sure. I mean, it may cost an extra ammo, but I've only got one in the chamber, so I don't even know how that's gonna work, but... Yeah, there are a lot of characters that I'm, like, pickier with stuff I choose for them. You really don't have to be picky with this character. You just take everything. It's crazy strong. Oh, is that one shot that I did that? I guess I'm not standing close enough. Excuse you. Oh, cool. Not everyone. So, just looking around for shit like that. Don't need any of those. I mean, I guess what I could do is reroll this Starfly, see if I get anything better. I'll just reroll them all. Let's try that. That's all decent. Nothing really I'm gonna need too much. I still would like a better one.
So watch this. Look how fast I can cover the map. And I almost don't have to attack. Except for, like, the really tanky enemies. They all just kind of evaporate. This gun doesn't really even require you to aim. It's like one of your two best options. I didn't even see those, Does Starfly use normal? No, it doesn't. No. Gonna pass on that. We are gonna shoot for a Starfly build on this, unless I get a really good Storm Chaser at some point. Which would actually work really well, because our ink form is nutty right at the moment. Ah, here we go. So it's an Elite Gathering. Normally I would be a lot more concerned about, like, making sure I have all my ducks in a row for it. You almost don't need to with this guy. Ow! What was that? But anyway, yeah. Whenever you're injured or whatever, you just run around like a crack squirrel and the shit heals up. And you deal 500 damage to them when you come back. Piece of cake. It's like, okay. I was in danger for half a second there. No. Don't need that. Probably one of these two. This is extra shield, and this is extra stacks. I'm gonna gamble and say we're probably still gonna get Yin and Yang, black and white, or whatever. Black and white, Yin and Yang. So I'll go with Hold Brush just for a little extra shield. Why not? Nice Revealer. Don't care. Don't care. Yeah. Nope. Just gonna recycle all my weapons real quick. Excuse me. So fun fact, the Starfly actually Geminis decently with the projectile spore one. So you can do that as an option. Ooh. Extra weapon damage. Yeah, we'll probably go with that guy. This guy's pretty good too. Random elemental effects caused by the player. So that's a pretty good elemental. I don't know if that applies to me, though. I'll just go with Spearman to be safe. Actually, I could buy them both. Why not? It's not like they're that expensive. Sell, sell, sell. Right, gotta do that in a separate menu. Oh my god. Oh, he gives extra movement speed. Let's go with that guy, actually. Sounds fun. And he summons Minikins to give more. Vault. So yeah, those things are just dying from my, not even the Phoenix Roar, I don't think. So yeah, technically, ooh, 208. That's pretty good. I think we already said I don't like this Starfly very much, so sure, let's do that. If we're lucky, I'll get a good Buzzsaw, and I can show off that build. Sorry, Storm Chaser, whatever. Okay. Sure. I don't need that. I mean, that's always good. And I like the passive of it, too. Base ink damage? Yeah, let's do that. It's a little less survivability, a little more damage, but I'm not going to complain about that. Don't need either of you guys. Goodbye. Yeah, these spirits give you, like, so much extra gold. It's kind of nutty. I think they expect you to, like, buy several of them and, like, mix and match, but I've just never had a reason to do that. Wow. Okay. I guess we're just doing ink form. Full blast. Let's try and find a buzzsaw. Why not? I hope we get one here. Either way, I want to go normal damage, so let's do that. I mean, I don't have a lot of elemental in my build yet, but that I don't think is a problem. I still think taking elemental in this game is just crazy good. Oh, it's a good starfly. Okay, maybe we'll go with starfly then. Yeah. Explosion, corrosion. I'll take it. Okay. I don't think we're doing the buzzsaw build this time. Alright, we'll show you the standard then. That's fine. This is a really good starfly, so. And that's a really good Gemini. Wow. Nailed that. Okay. Excuse me, sir. So this will target under the ground if it has to. And this is kind of what we were looking for with the starfly. I'm getting knocked up. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it lacks a little bit of single target damage, so fighting a guy that moves really fast like that can be a little trickier, but it's not a huge hindrance, I would say. Extra stack on Ink Splash, sure, let's do that. Egg. Okay, I think we're all set here. Probably just be using my ink form more because we're cracked. Alright. Blood purity, no. Skill damage. Painkiller's cheating. Sure. Do I even have crit on these? 1.5. Alright, well it's plus 50 skill damage, so sure, why not? Probably trade that out later. Ah, there's Momo with Starfly. I think they want you to use it. It's weird. I don't even need to run up to these guys. I can just stand back here and do that. It's so crazy, man. So yeah, like I said, you just do this. Ow. Thanks. Oh, I have to... Yeah, do that. Ow! Bastard. Alright. Well, taking a little damage, but fine otherwise. I have the illusion skin now. That's a good illusion. Not using it on this run. So let's see. Did I use up my revives? No, didn't. Okay. Probably just run around more. I didn't see the vaults, but if I were a map maker, I would put the vault in this area, personally. So Momo is really fun to play. I think he's really fun. The only problem is when you play with more than one person,
You do so much damage and run so far ahead of everyone else that it almost makes the game not a... It's like a walking simulator for your party. So... I kind of don't recommend him just because he's too strong. Okay. Cool. Just a way better version of that. I think I passed a guy back here. Oh no, did I already buy the upgrades? I think I did, yeah. Okay. Back down we go. Do you see how much damage I do to the shark guys? They have so much health and they're just evaporating. Now, I will be honest, this build isn't going to do, like... It's not going to break records for damage. Oh, there's your Storm Chaser. Got a great magazine, too. That would have been handy. I mean, we could still do it. I wouldn't hate it. Lucky shot chance plus 20. Eh. Nah, I'll just stick with what I got. I think that's a really fun build, but obviously it's a little less safe, a little more bullheaded, so. That's boring. This is more fun. That I haven't gotten too many elements going yet, so piercing bullet sounds fun. Okay, let's do that. There's a guy. I am the god of hellfire. So yeah, just stay in this form, run around, keep shooting things. Use your weapon skill when things start to get hairy. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know. I don't know what to say except, you know, build's a little cracked. Character's a little... Ow. Damn it. Go. Do I not have any of these active? I don't. Wait. Do I? I don't think I activated him. I'm gonna lock that one too, because it's kind of fun. Okay. Whoops. I was gonna say, I feel like I should be having a guy with me more. Beetle. Yeah, just an extra damage reduction. Why not? Faster. I'm so fast. I am the wind. Okay, cool. I'll clear here. Already cleared the vault. Don't need to talk to that guy. Away we go. Get extra damage for your movement speed. I would really love to... Wow, that's a good illusion. I would really love to show off the spiritual blessing that I haven't seen yet, which gives you extra damage for movement speed to your ink domain. Explosion damage, corrosion damage, reload time. Sure. What the hell? Let's give her a whirl. That's fine. We don't need to worry about accuracy with this thing.
it aims for us. We have 800 gold. I don't think I saw any portals around. So yeah, this is kind of Momo Unleashed. You just run through the entire battlefield. Do that. Some of these. Excuse me. And some of these. Well, yes, I did just get hit with an entire artillery barrage and not take basically any damage. I'll come back to you in a sec. Holding still. So yeah. And then I'll go back and clear everything else. Mainly talk to this peddler guy. What do you got for me? I mean, sure. Again, I really haven't found a way to apply elemental yet, but we'll get there. Here. A couple eggs. That. I mean, initial ink orb and double effect is pretty good. Yeah, I'll go for that. Why not? I don't know. What more is there really to say? The thing I think that astounds me about this character the most is like how consistent this is. Like, yes, I have gotten some pretty good ascensions on this. I still haven't gotten black and white yin and yang, so, you know, still missing that one, but like, I don't know. It's just not that hard. Damage resistance is pretty good. We're not consuming ammo that option though, so Thunderstep seems pretty good. And this is just like a really consistently strong build. That's kind of where I'm at on it. Oh, just trying to get that gold without having to go up there. You made it? Okay. You see that? How is that fair? Alright, I'll come back for him. All the king's horses and all the king's men. Alright, I'll wait. Cool. I'm still in my squirrel form, by the way. Or sorry, my ink form. I guess technically I'm a squirrel during blank form as well. I just think of this one as the squirrel form because you're quadrupedal. Oh boy, an elite gathering. Let's see what we got. Swap back to my form before it runs out. nuke him. Why not? Cool. Yeah. I'll take unlimited enhancements. Yeah, sure. Yeah. 60% increase in movement speed. Oh, Ink and Black, Yin and Yang, though. Ah! I mean, I have a lot of ways of generating blank domain right now. No, I think we still take Ink and Black, Yin and Yang. I love going fast. Like, literally Sonic the Hedgehog shit, but... Oh... And there's another Storm Chaser. Elemental Storm Chaser, no less. You know what? If I can find another one with a half-decent magazine around here. What do you got for me, big guy? No. Yep. Sure? It seems dangerous right now. I think I'm going to take that. Half-decent magazine. Nope. You know what? Fuck it. I'm still going to do it. Let's have a little fun. Let's live a little. Oh, hell yeah. Let's just do that. Alright. So I already showed off kind of the fundamental builds for this. Now I will show off the Crack Squirrel. Alright. This one's extra movement speed, so yeah, we'll just stick with it. Why not? So as you may know, the Storm Chaser gives movement speed when you move into a straight line. Oh. Well, that's just perfect. Alright. Let's see how fast we go. Let's go ahead and etch. Oh, and that is the perfect Gemini, to be honest. Look at that. That's silly. Alright, plus 10 lucky shot. Okay, I'll leave about that much, and I can just kind of spend more as I need to. That's the next stage. I'm going to go to the vault. So, just to... Wait, no, I wanted to show off the buzzsaw. So with the lucky shot thing going, for every 10 seconds or whatever, if I can keep an enemy alive long enough, see how much damage I start to do immediately to them. Like, if there's a big, chunky fat guy right around me who can take that kind of damage, like this guy maybe. See if I can find another shark. Ow! Who did that? You? Oh, that's why. You're one of the big guys. Okay. Anyway. No. No. Gotta keep my eyes peeled for better ammo. Sure. No. I mean... Oh, it gives base ink damage. I gotta take that, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay. Heavy colors acquired. Alright. I think we got everything we need out of here. Let's move on. I mean, I don't really need that. Just like a gun with a large magazine. Sure. There we go. Thunderclap. And then, just in case I've got a better one. Wow. Base damage as drawing come true increases. That's pretty cool. I think we kind of got all the ones we want. Okay. So anyway, Reload this. Alright, I gotta Gemini it first. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I feel like we handled that well. Let's do one more. Got the magazine capacity. Yep. So this is about the highest you can get a magazine capacity, which is what's fun about that build. Good, big guy, hit me. Come on, hit me. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Gotta wait for him to charge again. Ooh, speedy. I also feel like the game is a little easier to play in third person. But I am also just moving so fast that like their attacks have no chance of hitting me as long as I'm half competent. Sure. Man. They really just want me to show this guy off, I guess, huh? I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not using weapon skills with this anymore, though, am I? Sure. I think I have a thing that spends all my Qs, so increasing the storage capacity of those probably isn't a bad idea. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh, didn't get it. Okay. Copycat's really good, though, so I think I'll just trade out Armed Caster for that. Yeah, that sounds good. Lots of extra resistances passively. Because, surprise, surprise, the enemies are pretty powerful at this point. Or at least intended to be. I'll go back for that. Ah, 2 melee cavalries. I could just run straight. Where did he go? We found it. Nicely. If I could stop sliding for 2 seconds. Nice. Alright, let's go in the vault real quick. Come to me, my pretties. You chose right. Loving that happens. Great radioactive gauntlet. Alright. Crit hit. Shot, crit damage. I don't think I want that. I'm not really critting people, so I guess I'll go with that. Whatever. It's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and finish up this run. If I really wanted to, I could probably finish this in like a minute, but I'll take it at my normal pace just to demonstrate the late game potential, I guess. Or maybe that is the best way to do it, is just go as fast as I can. I don't know. Come here. There we go. Listen. No.
And yeah, I really don't even need to touch these guys to deal damage, but I will. Back for that, because I have a feeling I'm not going to get him this time around. Ooh, that's going to be fun. I hit those guys. Alright. Can I get up there? I'd have to just wait him out with my aura, to be honest. Oh, hi. Where'd you come from? Hi. Ah, got him. Also, I can't verify this, but I feel like several of Momo's sound clips are just pitched up versions of Chansui. Can anyone confirm that? Yeah, I'll keep that. That's a fun one. Minikins, movement speed, and extra damage. Yeah, that's fine. Said I wasn't going to spend too long on these guys, so I won't. I realize these runs already get pretty long just because of my dicking around. Yeah, sure, extra shield. Why not? I talk to that guy. Bring him to the vault. Okay, off. Hi. Sure. Speed interactive. Let's go, baby. Did I refresh 3 times? Yeah, I did. Okay. We got sure. Check this out. I really wish I could have shown off that extra spiritual remnant with the move speed. Base damage. Because, man, that shit's silly. That's pretty cool. It's better than mine. No, probably not. Where? Who? Oh, you? Great if this mana roll wasn't in my way. Oh. The one pain in the ass about this build. It's a little tricky to get the saucers. The sauciers. And I'll go back for them. Not even gonna press my attack button. All this damage just from Ink Domain. It's so silly.
Yes, got it. Cool. Saved that much for the last guy. Alrighty, let's see him. I always thought deer hunting was unsporting, but penguin hunting might be even more unsporting than that. No. Shield cap, extra damage. Sure. I don't care if we're fighting the bear or gluttony. I'm pretty sure we're gonna one-shot him pretty quick. Dun, dun. Okay, well I guess I'll just take the shield too. Why not? Did I miss the vault? I can't remember. I really need to put like a vault buzzer on my desk. So I can be like, ah yes, I didn't do that. No. Alright. Let's go fight the bear. Nope. Nope. Sticking with what we got. Sure. Sure. I don't even know if those are going to be relevant. But... Alright, that's all my gold. Let's go kill Gluttony. I mean, Polar Monarch. You know, it's still fun to see him do that. Which one are you going for? Goodbye, Mr. Bear. Thank you for an entertaining run. No. I don't want 3 random scrolls. I got this far without them. Oh, no. Oh my god. Any of these worth keeping? Sure, I don't know. Why not? Maybe that other one too. Yoink. Let's go check damage. Alright, cool. Yeah, I decided to keep those. Oh no, that's the ones I already have. You, and you? No, it's you, right? Like the speed guy. This is my best one though. He casts secondary skills all the time and gives extra skill damage. I think he's great. And he can't get hit. Alright, so, highest damage dealt, not really important. 808's pretty above curve, I'd say. You know, it's not in the billions, but it's pretty good. And yeah, did like 1% of my damage with that, and the rest was all spirit form. So that's Momo. Crazy crack squirrel, tons of damage, AoE, basically unkillable. Yeah, I don't know. We did alright with our scrolls and ascensions too. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't do pretty well with that, but you know, I think the game is reliable enough that you can typically get some pretty good scrolls and ascensions, and like you're never going to feel like you're left out in the cold. So, yep. All right.
Good job, everyone. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.